Hi everybody, welcome to a new series on my channel called the 0 to 100. I think it's learning new skills, something like that. This is a series where I learn and or improve on skills that I already know until I earn $100 from it. So this is something I want to do for 45 minutes every single day until I earn that goal, or whatever you want to call it. So in today's episode, I'll be starting off with FiveM scripting. Okay, the goal is to create a script called Fuel Trailer, which is intended to basically create a portable fuel station, if you will, and that is a script that I'll then put up for sale to earn $100. So, here we go. Right, so for episode 1, leave my objectives is setting up the script folders, initializing the target system because we're going to be using third eye on this particular script, and then we're going to be setting up an export which will have its own functionality which I'll get to later. So starting off, I believe it's really important to have very neat and tidy file structures. So I've got my imagiNix file folder over here, in which I have all of my scripts that I have worked on and am working on. So in here, I want to go to my template, which I'm going to copy and paste because I already have a template for scripts that I'm creating. I want to call it iron_ft for fuel trailer. That is just shorthand, so I don't have to type out fuel trailer all of the time. So in here, I've got a client folder which has a cl_customize.lua, cl main, and similar with config, framework, it's got framework folders, files, locales folder, server, same, customize in a main, shared, customize main. I've got my manifest. Today, I'm not sure if we'll be using oxlib, so maybe we will. oxMySQL, we will definitely be using oxMySQL in my script. There's a reason we put it in front of the server files, because you want your server to handle all of your database entries, searches, etc. You do not want your client to ever touch your database. Right, that is just a big no-no. Bad things can happen. We don't want that. So right, oxMySQL is a server script. Obviously, my other server files or scripts will depend on oxMySQL. Therefore, we have it in front of our server scripts. Right, for our shared scripts, we've got oxlib because some client scripts will use oxlib. And then this escrow ignore will just ignore these files when I upload it to Keymaster to sell it, so that it'll escrow all of the other files and leave those alone and editable, readable by any customer who purchases it. Right. Hopping into it, let's go config customize. Right. File headings. I want framework. Right. Framework because I wanna. I'm lying. Is not what I want. I'm going to go to one of the previous scripts that I've made, config customize. Yes, I want this. Okay, just give me the normal config. That config's already set up, and I will do the same with this particular config. Right, just say that. Over here. What? Okay, save it and close it. I think I messed up a bit. Doesn't matter. Let us go and copy all of this. Right. Pasting it. So this is for imagiNix Studios. That is just what I'm calling myself. Right, we've got config, that is initializing all of our config settings. We've got config.enable debug is equal to true, and a very neat explanation as to what it does. What it does is allows us to enable debugging prints in console for us to figure out whether or not the script is working. That'll also allow us to effectively help any customer that purchases our script in the future. So that is that for the config. Right, what I want to do is in my thingy over here, let's do framework is equal to, let's do QB because I like QB core. Let's do this. We're going to say that QB is equal to QB core, the framework. I might possibly do other frameworks in the future, but for now we'll focus on QB core. Right, none would be standalone. Making our script compatible in standalone fashion. Then, okay, I think that's that for now. Let's just make this neat 3 tabs. There we go. Right. File headings, variable, and framework. Let's copy both. Let's copy all of them because in client script we're gonna have all of these. Okay, save that up. Then framework, we want local QB core to equal null, right? Then we're gonna say if config.framework is equal to QB core, so the variable, then we're gonna say that then QB core, put it somewhere, just copy and paste it, no reason to make extra work for myself, right? Oh yeah, here we go, copy that, over here, paste it, boom. Oh, so we're saying that just initializing the variable and saying the config the framework. So if our framework is set to QB, then QB core is equal to this exports of QB core get object. Right. That just initializes our framework, so that'll allow us to make calls on framework functions. Right. So this will allow us to do a bunch of other things. Right, yeah, variables, that'll house all of our variables. We've got functions, commands, events, and threads. We will probably start with a thread, so we'll be create thread, I believe it's something like that, function, and an end. In our thread, we're immediately going to put in a weight of 0, otherwise our computer will crash if we don't do that. So let's do that. Mandatory wait to prevent crash. That's just all it does, because if you don't put a wait, your computer will basically try and run this thread as fast as it can. It'll basically overload the processors and just make your computer go kaboom. Okay, so yes. This is what I use, ASCII art. This is what I use to get all of these very fancy text headers. I like my things to be nice, neat, and tidy. Therefore I do it. Plus, if I'm browsing through my stuff, I can read on the right hand side over here. It'll take me to exactly where I want to be. Ooh. Now we're gonna start off here. Add entity. This is the overextended or the OX. What do you call it? Book, page, whatever. I don't know what you call it. Documentation, yeah. Right, and I've got the QB4 documentation open because we're going to be adding entities through this. Okay, so to add target entity, we're going to be using this one because we want to create a thread that'll add the target onto this trailer model that we have. Okay, so we're going to start off by saying if config.i.name is QB, then we're going to do some things. Else if config.i.name, just capital name because I like doing that. You can do lowercase if you want to. I just enjoy using uppercase. Right, that is going to be our function over here. Then we're just going to go into our customize, config.i. I want this to be a table, so I'm going to create a table. So the first variable, let's do 1, 2, 3 over here, name. Let's do QB because we're going to be using that initially. Don't have OX target installed, so I won't be testing that at the moment. Why did I say targeting? Hello? Sorry about my voice. I'm not used to talking this much. OX is OX underscore target. Right. I also want enabled here. Enabled. No. Why change my stuff? Right? Enabled. Let's do true because I want to start off testing by true. Just add a comma that is mandatory because it's a table. Right, we're going to say that true is equal to use third I functionality, and false would be don't use third I functionality. Spelling, hello, thank you. But we're gonna have a name. We will probably have an icon. Okay, we will probably have a label. I know QB target has 2 icons, so we'll do target icon, which is the actual target eye itself. And then we will probably have, let's call it a list icon or a menu icon. Let's do that. Menu icon. So there's a little menu. We'll have an icon. So let's just make some nice notes here. This is the icon to show on eye itself. Right. This one is the icon to show in menu. Let's do this third eye menu just to specify it. This is this is third eye menu label. Yes. Okay, I think for now this is enough. Target icon, let's go to font awesome. Hello. There we go, font awesome. I'm gonna search what? Fuel. It's got gas pumps. I hope there was like a fuel nozzle. Let's look at this one for now. Copy that, perfect. You go into target icon, gas pump, awesome. Let's just delete the HTML class code. Nozzle, let's see if it has a nozzle. No, what? Nozzle. What? Candle? Nothing. Candles? Sure. Right. Okay, so that is done for now. Menu icon. I'll just leave it at that. Label. Let's call it take. Nozzle, I guess. Okay, so add target entity. This is an example. Local model. Okay, let's just work with this one. So it requests a model while it hasn't loaded. Okay, that is not necessary because it technically spawns the model, if I believe. I'm getting that correctly? I don't know. Let's see. Add global object, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Function format parameters. And target model. Let's go with this one. Let's go with this one. So in our client, in our thread, actually we're going to add another checker if config.i.enabled. So if the owners got I enabled 3, then we're going to execute this code, right? So only if the I functionality is enabled, we will look to see whether it's QB or OX target, right? So we've obviously copied the QB target thingy, right? So models would be models. So let's do config dot models, right? And parameters. And parameters. Wait, how about close that there, open that there. Yeah, hold up. I've done one of these before. I'm not gonna make it super difficult for myself. The reds, okay. Works target. And over here. Here we go, add target entity. Okay, so add target model. I'm just do my thing. Paste that, add target model. Over here, yeah, config dot models. Alright, I don't need more than one option, not at the moment. And here we will do our event. Let's do icon label. And the target icon, I guess that'll be the same, so let's just remove that. Distance, okay, yeah, we need a distance to basically initialize the distance to which we're allowing people to target the model at. So distance, thank you, space, no, there we go. Let's make it 5.0, I guess. Distance from which target activates. Awesome. Alright. Just make this neat once more. Cool. Okay. That one I can close. Okay. So we're exporting to QB target, adding a target model. It'll just be add target model. Over here, it is the exact same thing. However, we are using the exports option, right? This is client side. And then what are we doing here? Config.i.distance. Okay, we've got label icon. And now we need to trigger an event. Okay, so we register net event. Let's call it in in underscore field trailer client, because this is a client event. Let's do grab nozzle. It's just registering the event. Now we're gonna add event handler. Copy this event name, because this will just tell FiveM how to handle the event when it is called. Now let's do this real quick. If config dot enable debug, then we're gonna do print. What are we printing? Upper thingy, full hat. Do square brackets, debug, semicolon, little hat, 7, just returning the text to color white. Then I guess for now I'm just going to input the event name to test. And okay, so it just says that if this variable is set to true, then we print this in our client console. Right. Okay, it is the setting, so if a customer were to set this to false, it won't print in console. If they set it to true, it will print in console. Okay. Right. Oh yeah. Obviously we've got this, which we have not set up yet. So let's go to config. Config.models, I want a table because we want to allow people to eventually add more than one trailer. Think config.trailers. Right, we're gonna do another view trailer. Actually, this is gonna be a table inside a table. Just an array of a larger size. Right, so we're gonna have name, or the model name of the trailer, and then we're gonna have a capacity for the trailer itself. Right, so this fuel trailer that I have isn't enormous. Right, let's go to GDA5 mods, beam. Right, search fuel trailer. I'll just grab this fuel trailer from FiveMods. I'll link it. Actually, let's copy that. I'll link it in the description. Intro, not necessary. I'll put that script out there, so no, but all headings. Oh man. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'm wasting time. So in the intro, let's just do that so that I can remember. Awesome. Here we go. Let's do a new file. Let's call it install.md. This will help our players or customers install. So yes, 1, which would be step 1. Go more options. I want it in bash style so that I can make it look nice. Actually, let's do no formatting. Copy that. Do that. So okay, if you want to know how to do that, it is just highlighting everything, Control /. What I actually want to do is the following. Do it line by line because I think it's neater that way. Do that. Wabam, wabam, wabam. Ooh, what is going on? There you go. Okay. Fantastic. So number 1. I guess we'll do that. We'll do links to credits because we will be borrowing ideas from other scripts. Nothing wrong with that, as long as you give credits. And then we go over here. Where did I put it? Over here. Cut that. Install links to the trailer model. It's a secondary heading. Tab it. There we go. Sweet. Right, that would be the first one. Okay. That's a trailer model. Then we're going to go to OX target to add entity. Net ID. No, we want what? Add model. Yeah, we want exactly this. Right, so CL main. I don't have OX target yet, and therefore I won't be using it as a yet. Config models. We can test that in a future episode. I'll just copy from another one I did. Over here. I'll just copy this entire thing. Close that. Sorry for my throat, I don't know what's going on. Maybe get some water going. Yes, see. Right, obviously we're going to give it a name. We'll call it grab underscore nozzle. Once more, config.models. Here we go. Add local model. Add model. Just add model. Add model. Grab nozzle. We give it a label. We give it an icon. And we give it a distance. Right. And on select, it'll trigger this function. And because we've already registered a event or an event, we will put it in here. Right. So whenever you click the option with QB target, it'll trigger that event. Similarly, it'll trigger this particular event. We don't need that. We only need one option at the moment. Right. I guess we could do this to make it a bit neater. Right. Very nice. Right, so trigger event. The reason we don't say trigger client event is because we're calling an event within this particular script. If we were to trigger an event or a client event in a different script, then we would use trigger client event. But for the moment, we are calling an event from this particular script, and therefore we shall use trigger event. Right. Now, for testing, I guess, let us just copy this at them. I don't believe we need any actions to take place when we start the script, so we will just comment that out. This is just so whenever the script starts, if you're creating entities, you should delete them on script stop and start. Right, another thing I want to quickly do is borrow once more from a previous script. I think it's over here. Yes, do not touch. I believe I already have it. Oh, let me check. Over here. If you do not touch. Okay, so on resource start, you'll wait, let's call it 5 seconds. And then it'll check to see what framework we have. So it'll automatically check whether or not QB core has been started. Then it'll set our framework to QB. Right. We don't need the others as of yet. Then it'll automatically check what target we've got. So ox.i.name. Right. We're going to set the name to ox or QB in this instance. we're just gonna borrow our debug. We're doing a lot of copy and pasting. I know it is the best way to code effectively. You're doing a job once properly, and then you don't have to do it again. Right. So then we're gonna say cubicle initialized. Right. Let's not call this debugging. Let's call it iron fuel trailer. Right, because this is something that I believe we won't do on debug, but we will do that regardless to let the server owner know what scripts are being used. Right. So QB target is set as the active targeting system. Set as active targeting system. Let's, oh no, not cut it. I wanted to copy it, but it's fine. Copy that. Do that. Boom. Right. Box target set as active targeting system. Cubicle. No. Set as active framework. Right. We'll do else end, because if our cubicle framework has not started, that we shall say no active framework. Boom. Okay, so that'll just tell the server owner whether or not, you know, these particular scripts have started. Right, then I believe we are ready to test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my server. Just a locally hosted server. Boom, starting up. Mouth is really dry. I'm going to go over here, launch my FiveM. Okay. Right. We have our wait, so our computer won't crash. We'll determine whether we have the eye functionality enabled, and then which eye we are using. Right. Boom. Right. So just as a quick note, this over here will not be an issue even if the person decides to disable their eye functionality, right? Because all it does is it just picks up what targeting system is active. What we can do is we could say that if config.i.enabled, then so only if server owner enables the eye system, then we check which one is active. You know, that'll save you some computational time, I guess. But yeah, let's hop right into it. Last location, confirm. Okay, we are here at Life Invader. I don't want to be here. Let's go over to the docs. Over here. Right, because we are creating a fuel script. And we probably want some to fit fuel trailer. Right, spawning the fuel trailer. Eyeing on it, take nozzle, boom. If we click on it, it'll print iron client grab nozzle. So, boom. That worked exactly as we intended. Right. So, on click, it'll trigger this event. And on trigger, if debugging is enabled, then it'll print that. Right, so let's go to config customize. Let's set this to false. And we go ensure in underscore fuel trailer. Then if we do it once more, it won't print anything because we just disabled debugging. Just to show you, in the server files over here, it'll say boom, yeah, Qt core, actually over here, right, Qt core set as active framework, Qt target set as active targeting system. Perfect. Right. Alright, let me just see whether or not we have managed to get our stuff done. Right, set up client script folders, we have done that. Initialize the targeting system, exactly. Set up an export. Okay, let us quickly do that. Exports, depends. Mostly server-side, but the export we will be using for the script has to be server-side because we want to what do you call it? This is where we're going to set fuel levels using our whatchamacallit database. So over here we're going to go to our natives. We're going to do export FiveM docs, export, hello, scripting reference, hello. Oh, over here, over here. So, using exports, we can define exports by calling the exports object. Okay, so let's copy that. Also define it using this. Right. And then in another resource, we call the export. Okay. But we will be using the exports function. And no, file headings over here, exports, fantastic. SV main exports, what did I really say exports? Let's do create trailer. And I probably want to take in a plate, a model, and we're gonna have a callback. Right, I'm gonna copy this real quick, and I want to note it down because we're testing. It won't work testing, will it? Yeah, because you can't trigger an export from within the same script. That'll never work. And then we're not gonna do that, so we're not gonna print anything. Over here we'll say check if trailer is in database, else create it, I guess. Okay, so this is our general config. Do not touch. Let's just do resource on off. Or ASCII art. Auto. Let's do more options. Oh yeah. Auto check, I guess, is a good name. You'll know config. Here we go. Auto check. Boom. Auto check. And then because we want to keep record all this, we can just copy and paste it. Boom. Right, there we go. So I guess we can call it there for this episode because it has gotten a bit long. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. So that's where we'll start off. And then yeah, I guess we will kick off episode 2 pretty soon. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope to see you in episode 2.